Rodian points a gun at her. A subtitle reads, "Hired gun, in Huttese. What are you doing?"
Hey, I was just leaving.
Blast her! The young woman draws her own blaster, shooting down the Rodian.
Okay, we'll figure this out.
The young woman runs up a ramp as explosions rock the lowest level. Red emergency lights flash on the next floor, where an enemy activates a shield.
Number 1 by UbiSoft and actually Lucasfilm Games. From roughly 2 weeks ago or a month ago, we've got over here the first ever open world Star Wars game called Star Wars Outlaws, which is set to be coming to PCs in the next generation of consoles only early next year. This is also described by Ubisoft itself as a first of its own kind entry set between the events of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. One more thing, the game is in partnership with Massive Entertainment, which is best known for the works on the Division games.
Pick up.
Let's try this out.
She opens fire with a blaster rifle, causing an explosion that sends people flying.
Dick Ferrick!
She tosses the spent rifle and runs for an open dock. Throwing a cable onto a mechanical arm, the young woman lowers herself out of the facility with Nix on her back.
I think that went pretty well, right?
Still under fire, she hops on a speeder bike and heads across rocky terrain until she outruns the attack. Racing over a plateau, she catches air, finding 2 pursuers up ahead.
These guys don't quit!
Maneuvering between them, the young woman pulls ahead on a dirt road.
Hang on!
On the back of her bike, Nix looks behind them. The pursuers overtake her, then the view slows as the young woman draws her blaster. She fires on one pursuer, then the second, causing him to crash into a rock formation.
That was close.
Until one day,
Now awake, she steps into sunlight.
I awoke,
Shielding her eyes, she takes in a verdant land teeming with wildlife.
and I was free.
She rides on the back of a galloping dire horse, then reaches out to plants that contract as she nears them.
Ubisoft just shared the first real look at Avatar Frontiers of Pandora in-game footage. A release date of December 7, 2023, which is actually really good considering some speculations were up to 2025. But here we are, if you missed it, it's a first-person adventure game where players take on the role of a Na'vi soldier. This game's actually made with the use of Unreal Engine 5 and is a very action-packed game in nature. Quite a bit like other Ubisoft's franchise Far Cry.
Diving, swooping, and spinning gracefully in the air above the forest. RDA choppers and humans appear.
Now Pandora is under attack again.
Don't let the Na'vi get in our way. Get rid of them.
And I have a choice to make. I choose to protect my home.
She fires an arrow at a chopper and it explodes. As battles rage, the young Na'vi yanks a man out of a crashed amp and later fires a missile launcher at a helicopter. Drawing back her bow, she lets loose an arrow, then peers off with a fierce expression. She blasts an amp with an explosive arrow, then attacks another while riding her Ikron.
I was a child of 2 worlds.
She battles a chopper.
I am no longer.
A man plummets from the craft.
I am Na'vi.
A title appears, Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora.
What are you doing?
Don't think.
You probably heard this one a couple of weeks ago. This is just a quick reminder. Assassin's Creed Mirage will hit the market on October 12th this year. We got some gameplay of it finally, in addition to like 10 more Assassin's Creed games that are all due in the following years. And we're definitely gonna get into a couple more in the list, but Ubisoft revealed a good chunk of gameplay for this one. Said the game is coming to PCs and all consoles, and if you don't know, Mirage actually takes place in Baghdad, in Iraq, and it's a shorter game and of a action-adventure in genre.
The feathers forge our paths. Remind us of who we are, who we can be.
The Order has held dominion over men and their empires for centuries. Strike quickly and end this.
Swallow your questions. serve without complaint. Who is she to tell you when to strike?
Everything you do serves the hidden ones. That is a strange kind of freedom.
You are not the first to walk the shadows broken. Pour your pain into the Brotherhood.
I've never been a quitter. Just know how to deliver. Speed it up, only one winner. No time for new beginnings.
Ubisoft just confirmed that Crew Motorfest will now release September 14. They even came out with a deep dive trailer into gameplay, and another one, if that wasn't enough, a couple hours ago. Crew Motorfest is, in case you're just new here, a open world racing game taking place in Hawaii, where just like Forza Horizon, not only you'll be racing but roaming, jumping obstacles, exploring, and enjoy some next generation graphics and a decent soundtrack to go with it. Check it out in case you missed it.
I'm not slowing down. Pedal to the metal. Two seats on the pedal. Vroom vroom. 4 wheels, 2 seats, better be ready. Turn it up, only one winner. No time for new beginnings. You only get what you give. I'ma run it up to the day that I did. When I drift, welcome to the summer, we don't stop, we just live. And when I zoom, zoom past, eyes on me, I'll be going too fast. You only get what you give. I'ma run it up to the day that I did.
Have you ever been disrespected?
Number 5, we've got Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake, supposedly the last one to come out in the series of games in development by Ubisoft, as accordingly, it is currently in its earliest stages and will not be complete for at least a few more years. Which makes sense considering the amount of work, and that Black Flag was easily one of the biggest Assassin's Creed games ever. This is not a remaster, but a complete rebuild of a whole masterpiece. Check it out.
To act as you wish. Calling all men of fortune, willing to pledge allegiance to no one. Calling all who are ready to defy. Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag.
When he's pushed to his limits, he's capable of anything. When someone strikes at the ones he loves, he will take any steps necessary. He's looking for answers, for the truth.
Dad?
Believe it or not, the old Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Remake that was first rumored like a couple years ago is still in its early stages of production, and we're still anticipating a release window. However, a couple days ago we got some concept art, nothing serious, just to keep up with the works. Splinter Cell Remake is in a full development stage. The team is also currently working on a much more advanced AI for the game, rebuilt graphics with Unreal Engine 5, and a lot more. But that's all for now.
So watch your back. I can't stop him. No one can.
This is bigger than your daughter. This is bigger than both of us. The people behind this. You can't hide from them.
Who said anything about hiding? What happens next is up to you.
Now you probably know this, even though we haven't announced it here before, but the most awaited Ubisoft IP, Skull and Bones, will launch a closed beta on August 25 for the first time. We're talking about a game who's been on and off in development for over 5 years. It's a multiplayer pirate open world adventure, but just like Black Flag, where you take control of a pirate ship and team up with friends for raiding. Check it out, game is rumored to be coming out later this year.
hot. Push the package to the delivery zone.
Targeting enemy objective.
Excellent teamwork.
About 2 weeks ago, Ubisoft launched a soft beta for XDefiant for a whole week, and it was, well, technically speaking, nothing short of spectacular. Now, if you missed out on the announcements, there's nothing to worry. We have another one coming around this month in about 2 weeks with crossplay on PCs in the next generation of consoles as well. It's a first-person arena shooter, in case you're new here, from the same folks behind the Tom Clancy series, with the same 5 vs 5 objective-based matches. There's a lot more going on here.
Stop the package, and that's all she wrote.
We're facing mission failure, Agent.
Target neutralized.
Unequivocal victory achieved.
Break the system, never budge. Kill the lawyers, kill the judge. No allegiance, not from us. We came for blood.
A couple of weeks ago, a new trailer for Riders Republic was aired, suggesting that the new edition, Riders Republic Skateboarding, will now be coming to PCs and all consoles on September 26th this year. Now, this was right in the middle of Assassin's Creed Plus 10 new game announcement, and that there's a whole new ball game here we're talking about, with stuff like Tony Hawk series, tricks, backflips, and honestly some things that I haven't even seen before, ever. Take a look.
War era. He drops to the ground in 2 swift punches and, drawing an axe, slams it into a redcoat before aiming a bow and arrow at several other British soldiers.
After more than 3 years of nothing but a rather casual announcement of Assassin's Creed Nexus VR, Ubisoft finally came out a month ago, and in addition to the pack, resurfaced this game too, with actual in-game footage. Now, you know, in Nexus, you actually played a role of Ezio, the protagonist in Italy, another one in Greece, and the one in Boston named Connor. Assassin's Creed Nexus VR is a semi-open world game released on MetaQuest 2, 3, and also Quest Pro. There's more.
Spotting soldiers below, he extends both hidden blades and plummets toward them. The crystal-like shapes give way to a view of the living room where the player lifts up his VR headset and stares off with a satisfied expression.
The kingdom is cursed. The prince has been kidnapped and taken to a forbidden land.
I'm guessing you probably saw a glimpse of this one a few days ago, but in case you didn't, it's really worth a minute. Over here, Ubisoft announced a new Prince of Persia game that not until just a few days ago nobody even knew existed. A side-scrolling 2D 3D adventure, so to speak, called The Lost Crown. Well, Ubisoft's been very famous with platform, as you all know, specifically Rayman games, and this one looks legit. Lost Crown is releasing January 18 next year for PCs, Switch, and other consoles as well.
Plotting, that's whether they ready or not. Better get better with time. I can't see an enemy ending the plot. My struggle came with a purpose. Now I'm about to turn it down to a burden. You see, I ain't begging on what I'm deserving. I'm putting on every battle. I had to play the plot. Don't think a chance really take a fight. Been through the dark times, so I came with the dark side. Let us show you the light. See how I rose up. Boy, the warrior grown up. Now we're giving them hope. Keep them all warriors. Victorious. Put it on.
The Vision Resurgence is available right now. It's actually been up on the Play Store for a month now and ready to go on both the Google and the App Store as well. Now, for the past couple of weeks, this game is getting a massive amount of positive acclaim, technically for offering some of the best graphics and atmospheres out of the mobile gaming scene. The problem is, you still need to pre-register the game. It's almost like 12 gigabytes in size, playable online, and this is legit in-game footage, in case you missed it. Coming up behind that, after half a year of silence, we've got over here finally Assassin's Creed codenamed Jade, a free-to-play entry in the UbiSoft franchise. Right now, set for a closed beta, you can sign up through Ubisoft's official website. The fine folks released some legit gameplay here. This open-world mobile game will be set in China during the 3rd century BC, taking place during Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Assassin's Creed Origin. Check it out. UbiSoft Montreal, there's a good chance you miss out on this one since the announcement came out, went on and announced a crossover event for the free-to-play game Roller Champions, basically featuring characters from the old Sega's Jet Set Radio series, which is actually running now up until July 14. They released a trailer for it here, game's ready to go in its full state right now for PCs, Switch, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Take a look. And last but not least, with over like 40 new tracks ranging from classics to the recently released summer hits, a lot of them, we've got over here now Just Dance 2024 edition, releasing on October 24 this year for Switch, PCs, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series only. Which also, by the way, if you do own Just Dance 2023 edition and this one, all the content from both games will be available in the new game altogether. The trailer here is probably copyrighted because of the musics that are copyrighted, but just so you know, you can play tracks online with friends who own both games. It's a great one.